Hey guys, and welcome to the Vortex. A very unusual location today. We are in Szczecin in Poland, and the place we are looking at is a very famous horror crime took place. The story is about the Butcher from Niebuszewo. On this very ground floor, a man who, was convicted with a crime of murdering his neighbor and eating her intestines and insides, but also multiple children and potentially other crimes. So let's go inside. I have to admit, it does look pretty creepy. His name was Józef Cypek. In 1952, he came to Szczecin from Opole and was living in this very building in the ground floor, which might be this one or over here. We are not entirely sure. What happened next was that certain crimes were committed around that time, and it wasn't until he murdered his neighbor that he was actually convicted with the crime and hanged to death. Now, what is unusual about this story? Apparently, when the police came inside the flat, they found her body decapitated, with her leg next to the wardrobe, with her inside outside, and meat in the bowl in the kitchen, half processed. He was also making scrambled eggs with some unidentified fat. So quite gross details. Apparently, once the trial was in the process, they also found out that 7 children were missing over the last months. Here we are by the Rusałka Lake, about 2-3 minute walk from the butcher's flat, and that's where during the investigation they did drain the water and found skulls of children, and that's where he claimed to have drowned the neighbor's head. Pretty charming location, don't you think? So the story says that just in there, you can show, was a cinema in front where a lady from the cashier would send children who would like some money for the ticket, would send it to his house, and they will go missing. Also, we've heard the fact that when he moved in here, he was living for a few days with a young blonde gentleman who was supposed to be his son, and yet he went missing. I can hear voices. No. Maybe that's where he murdered her. Who knows? I'm not going in there. He was very short, and he was missing a leg, so he had like a leg prosthesis. He was serving during the First World War, and that's where he lost it. 2 years he was going to different hospitals, and he also joined a German Communist Party. So when they finally murdered him or killed him or hanged him, they also found atmospheric. They also found a swastika under his arm. So he was a pretty shady character from the very beginning. His father was German, his mother was Polish, but he used to identify as a German. So what happened to the children? The story says that he would take their bodies and process them in an abandoned unit not too far from here, and then he would sell bigos with human meat at the nearby market. You know, after the war, meat was a very rare commodity. It was quite expensive. So, you know, if you want to earn some extra cash, what a brilliant businessman, wasn't he? So, if you ever visit Szczecin, we are in Niemierzyńska 7. You are very welcome to come here and have a look where one of the most disgusting horror stories in my hometown took place. So remember to subscribe, and thanks for watching.